Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Christy with This Country Girl's Life. Just to give you a heads up, if you've watched my videos before, you know that you're likely to hear just about anything in the background. Well, today I've got all the dogs, my daughter, and my husband, and Steve, the house chicken. So when you come here, you never know what you're going to hear. If this is your first time at the channel, welcome. And if it's not, welcome back. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd like to invite you to do so. That way you get notified every time I post a video. Just hit the little notification bell and you will get notified every single time. Liking the video helps boost it in the YouTube algorithm, which is great for these cases because they don't get a lot of coverage otherwise. And sharing it on your social media also helps. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. Now, today we are here to talk about a 3-year-old missing persons case. It's Nathan McGrew. He's from Crescent, Oklahoma. He was 20 when he went missing. He is a white male. He's about 6 feet tall, weighs about 200 pounds. He had red hair and brown eyes. He was an expectant father. Him and his girlfriend were expecting their first child in September. Now, the reason this case is so bizarre is because the day that he went missing, we were having really severe weather here in Oklahoma. Like, we always have really crazy weather, especially in May, and he went missing May 20th. But that particular day, it was really wild, especially in Crescent where he was at. And I will show you some videos and pictures of what was going on so you can kind of get an idea of why I think it's very bizarre that that was the day that he disappeared. So here is his missing flyer. His case is being worked by Jathan Hunt, who, if you've watched my videos about Kara Cox, you know that he is the private investigator that is also working on that case. As always, you can call it with tips and information to Jathan, and your information can remain confidential. His number is at the bottom of the flyer. It's 405-259-7474. 405-259-7474. So if you know anything about Nathan or any information surrounding his disappearance, please give him a call. I would really appreciate that. So this is Nathan and his girlfriend Kira. Like I said, she was about 5 months pregnant when Nathan went missing. They were expecting a baby girl to arrive in September. Now, this is going to be the first of a series of videos that I'm going to do about this case. What I want to do today is kind of give you an outline of the timeline of the disappearance and things that have happened since, and things that haven't happened since that probably need to happen. And then in later videos, we're going to go back and we're going to dive in a little deeper into the case, and we're going to come up. I want you to comment or message me or email me with any questions that you have about this case that haven't been answered, that probably should be answered, things that we can look at to maybe get some resolution for Nathan and his family, and especially for his daughter. She'll be 3 in September, and she never got to meet her dad. And I know it would mean the world to Kira to get answers into what happened surrounding Nathan's disappearance so she can tell her daughter when she's old enough to understand. So let's get into it. May 19th, the night before Nathan disappeared, he had stayed at Kira's house. He walked home at about 3 a.m. to his house that he shared with his dad and his brother Austin. His dad's name is Glenn, his brother is Austin. His dad said that he saw Nathan asleep on the couch at about 7 a.m. as he was leaving for work, and he told him goodbye. Then at approximately 10 a.m., his girlfriend called to tell him about the approaching storms. Nathan didn't answer the phone. His brother Austin said that he was in the shower at the time. Austin says that he opened the door and he told Nathan that Kira had called. He said that Nathan acknowledged him, and that was the last time that Austin saw him. So after about 10 a.m., no more Nathan. So the storms that she was talking about coming in, there we go. This was one of the storm systems that formed over Crescent, and you can see that there are, it's not just one funnel, it's two. And after these storms, it dropped a torrential amount of rain, and that led to flooding, and it was just a mess. This is a picture of the flooding on the Cimarron River, which is in Crescent. So for him to be out when all of this bad weather came in, to me, it just seems a little odd that he wouldn't have tried to get back home somewhere safe, either at his dad's house or Kira's or a friend, something. He is from the town of Crescent, which is a little bit north of Oklahoma City, I believe, but it is a rural town. When I looked up the population, it was about 16 to 1800 people, so probably one of those places where everybody pretty much knows everybody kind of place. So I'm sure had he been out in that weather, there would have been somewhere or someone that he could have gone to and taken shelter. I guess originally it was thought by his family that he liked nature. Let me show you some more pictures of him. He really liked nature, and I guess he liked to go out and kind of like explore around there. And they thought that maybe he had been in some of the local caves, and when the floodwater came up so quickly, he had maybe gotten trapped in one of those caves. That was one of the original theories, and they became concerned about him not being home after the dad got home from work and Austin got back from his girlfriend's house, and he wasn't there, and they had not spoken to him. However, they did not call him in as a missing person on the night of the 20th, the night of the storms. Now, Kira, his girlfriend, she began to post on Facebook on the 22nd of May looking for information from anybody that may have seen him or knew where he was, just asking, hey, can you please have him contact me? I'm really worried about him. I just want to make sure he's okay. Now, his cell phone, which I later found out he actually had two, his cell phone was at home, and his second cell phone is at home, but it is destroyed. It's broken. He didn't have any money with him. He does not drive. He didn't have a car, so he would have been on foot unless he got a ride with somebody, but no one came forward saying that they had given him a ride anywhere. So he's on foot with no money, no cell phone, in extremely bad weather. And he doesn't come home. It's truly frightening to think about. But like I said, they didn't go to the police to file the missing persons report that night. They did go down later. His dad, Glenn, after Kira had started posting about it, he went down and he filed the missing persons report. I believe it was either the same day, the 22nd, or shortly thereafter. And on the 7th of June, Amanda Lynn, who is with Oklahoma City Metro Search and Rescue, and she also works with Jathan Hunt's team, she reached out to Kira, and together she and Kira really spearheaded getting the searches organized and getting people out there to beat the bushes and get boots on the ground and start looking for Nathan. His family also was involved in the searches. They searched near the river, which I showed you the picture of. They searched in the caves and they came up with nothing. And after that, there were scattered searches throughout the rest of 2019, and there were just really no new leads generated from any of that. July 25th of 2019 was the first news report that came out. It was on KFOR channel 4 out of Oklahoma City. And then on the 26th of July, the next day, News 9 out of Oklahoma City did a report about him missing, and that was about it. There were some articles in newspapers. I believe it was mostly Logan County, which is where Crescent is located, but there really hasn't been much press coverage about it. Then on the 26th of June of 2020, a big story came out, and this was regarding a search warrant. The search warrant, hang on, let me get through my notes here. Okay, the search warrant. The article said, it was on Fox 25 out of Oklahoma City. Logan County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant at a property in Crescent over the last 48 hours at 1807 Apache Way. That's Nathan's house. They found several items of evidentiary interest related to the disappearance. More forensic testing will be conducted. Follow-up investigation will continue. No suspects have been named. And that's it. There have been no updates. I don't know forensically what they discovered, but there have been no updates in the case since that news broke about the big search warrant. I believe it was Logan County, the OSBI, medical examiner, Oklahoma City Metro Search and Rescue, Jathan's dogs, I believe, were there. That was big news. It was a big discovery that they got some stuff of evidentiary value. Unfortunately, we don't know what it is. We don't know if it has led anywhere in this case. Like I said, there have been no real updates since 2020. And we're going on, well, we already are on 3 years that he's been gone. So we need to get some answers for these people. His daughter was born on, just one second, sorry. The 23rd of September of 2019, she was born. So, like I said, she's about to turn 3 years old. So let's take a look at some of these pictures, some of what we know. Actually, first, I'm gonna play you. Oh. Again, you don't need to see. Sorry. Okay. Let's take a look at
one to the left. Also, there's one you see in my shot to the right. There's also another one developing behind it. Look at that. You can see them both in my shot right now.
Yeah, okay, so we have 2 tornadoes now happening. 2 tornadoes happening. There's one, and there's another. Zoom in on this one. Okay, we've got 2 tornadoes that are now developing. There's a tornado. There's a tornado. What we need to do, we have to put the radar up just so we can show who's in the path of this, but we have to keep these shots hot. So there's a tornado. There's a tornado. 2 tornadoes happening very close to Crescent, up towards Lovell. Go into your tornado shelter right now. Once again, there's a tornado and there's a tornado. Both of these are moving quickly up to the northeast at speeds of about 30 to 40 miles per hour. There's a tornado right there. You can see it. Okay, this is becoming more dominant. Mark, if you can zoom in on this right, zoom in on the right-hand side. There you go. That's a tornado right there. There you can see it. That is going to be headed towards Crescent. On the left-hand side, you see the picture coming in from field meteorologist Michael Armstrong.
Okay, and then here's a look. This video doesn't have any sound, but this is the aftermath with the flooding. I mean, that gives you some idea of just how bad it was. I looked at the weather for that time frame, and between the 20th of May, it started raining about 9:52 p.m. From that time until about 7 a.m. on the 21st of May, it rained a total of almost 8 inches. So just hard to imagine being out in that and staying out in that. Give you a little bit of the news coverage that we had. This was the Channel 4 interview that happened on July 25th of 2019.
Nathan McGrew, a son.
Can't explain it. It just hurts.
A boyfriend.
He saw these flowers and thought of me.
And soon to be a father.
He had a baby on the way, but he would want to be here.
The 20-year-old Crescent man's family says on the morning of May 20th, he left his girlfriend's house and went home.
He was laying on the couch asleep, and I said bye and went to work. And that's the last time I seen him.
McGrew's family lives in the Indian Springs addition. It's in a rural area near Crescent. They say he loves nature, so first they checked some nearby caves.
And then that night the storms came, and the river came up really, really fast. And so our initial thought was that he was trapped in those caves.
And before I play the next video, there had been some talk that maybe he went to Colorado. That was one of the big discrepancies in the story. I guess he had mentioned going to Colorado to work a few times, but I don't think it was really anything that serious. But that was pretty quickly ruled out by the grandmother, because she said, you know, he doesn't drive, he doesn't have any money, he doesn't have any way to get there. And with his daughter on the way, even if he was going to go to Colorado, let's say he was going to go there to work maybe short term to raise some money for when the baby got there, don't you think he would have told Kira that he was going to be going to Colorado? And he didn't tell anybody anything. So that one was pretty quickly ruled out. Here is a clip of
both his family and the Logan County Sheriff's Office searched for him. They found nothing. Some suspected he could have left after an argument with his father, but his family says even if that was the case, he couldn't have gone far alone.
There were stories that he might have went to Colorado, but he doesn't drive. He didn't have money. There was no way for him to get to those things.
And I guess one of the other discrepancies, we didn't just have the Colorado story, there was also a story that he had had an argument with his dad the night before, and maybe that was why he left. But the dad said that, you know, he saw him, he told him bye, I think he said he loved him. So that doesn't really fit either. And again, if he was going to leave, I would think that the most likely place that he would have gone was to Kira's. But let me play you some more of the news clips. This was the Channel 9 out of Oklahoma City. This was some of their coverage.
It has been 2 months since loved ones have seen a 20-year-old man. He went missing out of rural Logan County, and there are no leads left in this case. Our News 9's Bonnie Campo has the story.
Nathan McGrew's family said he disappeared on May 20th. What's even more heartbreaking, he was an expecting father.
You could tell he was really excited and happy, and he had already loved her.
Deputies say they've done all they can. Other search and rescue teams have been out in the meantime, and they're not giving up. They're asking those in Logan County to help.
In the Indian Hills area of the Crescent area, any landowners that are out there, please search your properties, and any backwoods, any abandoned buildings, anything in that area need to be searched and cleared so that we can know where he is not.
Ethan's father says he just wants his son to come home.
I believe he is. I believe he's somewhere with somebody. Don't know who, where, and why, but it doesn't matter. And I don't care. I just want to know he's okay.
The two had a falling out the night before Nathan vanished. But Glenn says he was able to tell his son he loved him the next morning, but hasn't seen him since.
I've been a single parent for almost 10 years. And he's been my rock. Nathan's always helped me through, and I don't know what to do.
And then I think the thing that gets me the most about this case is the fact that he was an expectant father. That really bothers me, because he seemed like he was really excited. Kira had mentioned, you know, that when he found out that it was a girl, he said, I kind of like the color pink, and he had whispered a secret to the baby, and when she asked what he said, he kind of laughed and said, that's between us. And it was really cute. He was very excited. And I can't imagine him disappearing and not getting to meet his daughter. It just doesn't make sense that he left on his own and went somewhere and just completely quit contacting everybody.
Nathan's family hopes he's home in time to meet his little girl. She's due in September.
We found out it was the girl. He suddenly out of the blue said, you know, I kind of like the color pink. One time he actually laid his head on my stomach like a few months back and was talking to her, and she was like pressing up to where he was.
So yeah, I've got some pictures here that I'm going to show you. The search warrant, like I said, it was executed on Apache Way, which is where Nathan lived with his dad and his brother, and I just kind of wanted to give you kind of an idea, the layout. That one, get a little closer. And that one. So as you can see, it's pretty rural. There's so many trees. Kind of looks like dirt roads to me. It wasn't a subdivision, but I think it was like small houses and trailers maybe. This is some of the area where they searched. It's just, I mean, it's pretty wide open, but then there's caves out there and there's so many trees and ditches and different places that a person could have ended up. This was the river. They also conducted a search there. Now, I was told when the river went down after the flooding that you could kind of see to the bottom. It wasn't that deep, and that's when they went and searched the area, but the downstream kind of catch-all area was not searched. They did bring in dogs, but they did not utilize them within the first 24 hours, so a tracking dog wouldn't have been very much help at that point. And then with all the rain and everything, that just, it wasn't done. So let me show you a few more pictures of Nathan. Love that one of him in the snow. Really sets off that red hair. And this one, really good picture of his face. So I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. I mean, does this make sense to you? 20-year-old guy expecting his first child with his girlfriend that, from everything I can tell, they were extremely happy and they were very much looking forward to this baby coming into the world. No money, no phone, just walked out of the house, never to return, never to contact anyone again. Does that make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Especially not contacting Kira. I really get stuck on that. Not talking to the mother of his child. And this has been really hard on her, but you know, she stayed strong and she got through it, and it's amazing. I mean, I'm super proud of what she's done and raising his daughter. I mean, it has to be so hard without him and without answers and not knowing what to tell her when she asks about her dad. So let's do what we can to get Nathan's case out there, get some attention back on it, because like I said, the last time we heard anything was June of 2020, and here we are, no closer to finding Nathan. And all the media attention has just dropped off. I mean, again, another Oklahoma case that's not getting any attention. I know there's a lot of missing people out there that aren't getting attention, but it just really bothers me when these cases just, they get dropped. And we haven't forgotten. We haven't forgotten about Nathan. We haven't forgotten about his family, his daughter. We haven't forgotten. And we're not going to forget, and we're not going to stop until we get an answer. We're going to keep looking, and we're going to get eyes back on this case. We're going to get people talking about this case again until we find resolution for his family, and especially for Kira and his daughter. Take a look at his poster one more time, screenshot it, print it out, whatever you need to do. If you have any information, if you've seen Nathan, if you heard from Nathan after the 20th, anything, no lead is too small. So just call it in. You can call Jathan, whose number is on the poster. And let me see, I'm pretty sure I have Logan County. Yes. You can call the Logan County Sheriff's Office, 405-282-4100. 405-282-4100. That's the Sheriff's Office. Jathan's number is on the poster. If you want your information to remain confidential, go ahead and call Jathan and give him the information. But call somebody, tell somebody. Like I said, no lead is too small. You never know. It may be exactly what they've been waiting on to solve this case. So, as always, I want you to share the video, share his story, get his name out there, get people asking questions, get people wondering, and let's get answers. I know we're small still, but we're growing, and we can get this done. True crime community comes together, they get things done. Our little community here that I absolutely love you all, we're going to do great things for a lot of people, and Nathan is going to be one of them. We're not going to let Nathan go forgotten, and we're not going to give up on his case. So like I said, please give this video a thumbs up. That will help boost it in the algorithm. Share it on all your social media. Subscribe to the channel. That helps us a lot. Like I said, we've got a lot of new subscribers, so thank you so much for that. I appreciate it more than you know. I appreciate all of you. I love you all for being here, for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me, to learn about Nathan and learn about his case. And I just want an answer, guys, and I want you to come at me with your questions, and I will forward them on, and I will make sure that we try to find answers for you. So thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.